Ghana. Yensu akwan suju medie hiamo membia nkankro. Edi Ghana, eku wiase ne di wiase nso ba Ghana. Ghana Shippers Authority ani so ade huno ne se. Yebebo nso so adwadifo. Ewo haw bia wonam mu. Efiri no ma ayra. Di aseye sika yaji wa emfa kwan so. Eni haw ahodo pi. Henya daje twen nso so adwadifo. Eno ma eko. Se de be ya wo beti ase. Ye ni so ade huno ne se. Yebesom ni asom sompa. Ghana Shippers Authority. Ewo Ghana Shippers House. Ridge Accra. Gapoha Towers. Tema. NCA Building. 4th Gardens at Chupe Okumasi. Takrade Shippers Center. Takrade. Yamusa Building. Sansuna Gumbihini. Tamale. Yawo Complaints Unit. Ewo Elibu. Paga. Aflau Boda. Sansuna Kutukarium Shejinabia. Ena Takotel. Takrade. Fred. 0302 666915. And I toll free number 0800-300-555.
Ghana Shippers Authority. Providing shipping solutions.
Grace-filled morning, a warm welcome to Maritime and Port News. Maritime and Port News is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you with the best in all your shipping solutions. You can contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. You can also join us live on YouTube on Omanfm and also listen to Maritime and Port News on FM in Kumasi. My name is Nanesi Boateng. Let's take a look at our stories this morning. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia at the launch of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, has charged on African Central Bank governors to connect their national payments switched to PAPS. PAPS is a cross-border financial market infrastructure instantly connecting payment transactions across Africa. Its implementation is expected to save Africa $5 billion in transaction cost annually. It is designed to enable leading-edge technology African banks, payment service providers, and other financial market infrastructure to make instant and secure payments between African countries. Now, the system was designed and facilitated by the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, the African Union Commission, the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFTA, as well as the Africa Central Bank. The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, delivering the keynote address at the launch of the PAPS in Accra on the theme Connecting Payment, Accelerating Africa's Trade, said the successful implementation of PAPS would enhance intra-Africa trade and ensure an efficient and transparent payment system. According to him, the speed, facility, simplicity and security of PAPS process would greatly improve the capabilities of participating countries, increasing access to new African markets with less cost foreign exchange implications. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, announced that the recovery in air transport continued in November 2021 prior to the emergence of Omicron. International demand sustained its steady upward trend as more markets reopened. Domestic traffic, however, weakened largely owing to strengthened travel restrictions in China. The comparisons between 2021 and 2022 monthly results are distorted by the extraordinary impact of COVID-19. Unless otherwise noted, all comparisons are to November 2019, which followed a normal demand pattern. Domestic air travel deteriorated slightly in November after two consecutive monthly demand. Now, IATA's Director General Will Walsh said the recovery in air traffic continued in November, but unfortunately, government overreacted to the emergence of the Omicron variant at the close of the month and restored to the tried and failed methods of border closure, excessive testing of travelers, and quarantine to slow the spread. Not surprisingly, international ticket sales made in December and early January fell sharply compared to 2019, suggesting a more difficult first quarter than had been expected. If you just join us, you're listening to Maritime and Port News. The CEO of shipping giant Maersk admitted to CNBC that shifting to green fuels would come at a cost, but emphasized the importance of focusing on the bigger picture rather than the short-term pain. Serene School comments come a day after his company said it wanted the entire business to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions in the year 2040, 10 years ahead of its previous goal. School, who speaking to CNBC Squawk Box Europe, said as a starting point, these fuels were probably 2 to 3 times much more expensive. Current spending is around $400 per container on fuels today. School said, adding that if it triples, we need to spend another $800 per container. In our final story, top container shipping firm AP Maersk has warned its customers it was still struggling to move goods around the world as the easing of congestion is taking longer than the Danish company had hoped for. The pandemic has promoted shortages of container ships and logjams at port at a time of very high consumer spending, meaning that hundreds of container vessels are lying idle outside ports. The biggest waiting time for container vessels to discharge or pick up cargoes were on the U.S. West Coast, where the waiting time at Long Beach Port in Los Angeles currently is between 38 and 45 days. However, it noted that there had been some recent easing in North Europe, where the port of Antwerp in Belgium was expecting to reduce the waiting to around 2 days this week from the 10 days that has been. On that note, to wrap up this morning's edition of Maritime and Port News. Maritime and Port News is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you the best in all your shipping solutions. You can contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. You can also join us live or watch more Maritime and Port News on Omanfm on YouTube. You can also follow me on Omanfm and YouTube, Nanesi Boateng. Join us same time tomorrow for another edition. Have a blessed day. My producer, quick watching.
Yo, wake up to a fresh morning. National Agenda, your number one morning show.
Makase, your man on Sia and Womuning Komo officer, or Monso to meet in Yakoso no Asia, a bois mankwadano, any bow hoso. Akotoka for Nebia, one quadra if you want for mine in a one can show say, and fa, I didn't trotro, who be one no ashas, a car no cultural need, and go, but say.